New Yorkers need your help. Frontline community food providers across the state need more resources. That's why we're asking the state to fund HPNAP at $75 million, Nourish New York at $75 million, and direct contracts for direct providers.
I'm Natasha Pernica, the Executive Director at the Food Pantries for the Capital District and the Alliance for Hunger-Free New York.
Greg Silverman here, CEO of the West Side Campaign Against Hunger. I'm standing at 86th and West End on the Upper West Side in New York City.
My name is Amaury Tañón Santos, and I serve as the Executive Director and CEO for the Sycamore Collaborative.
My name is Judy Siri, and I'm the Director of the Altamont Community Food Pantry in Albany County.
My name is Alex Hughes, and I'm the Senior Director of Hunger Prevention and Advocacy at Project Hospitality in Staten Island.
My name is Richard DeGraw, and I am the Food Pantry Director at St. Vincent de Paul Pantry in Albany.
Reverend Dustin Longmire, pastor at Messiah Lutheran Church and Executive Director, Rotterdam Community Center.
I'm Renata Gavush. I work at CEO in Troy.
My name is Sarah Paradiso. I am the chair of the Tompkins County Food Distribution Network.
I'm Sarah, and I have overseen Trinity Alliance of the Capital Region's 2 food pantry sites for the past 7 years.
William Palmer, I'm Executive Director of Touch, Together Our Unity Can Heal, in the Hudson Valley.
John Falco, and I'm the Food Pantry Coordinator for Franklin Community Center in Saratoga Springs.
We provide assistance to all residents of Clinton County.
My name is Isis Maldonado. I'm the case manager here in Capital District Latinos.
With more than 22 member organizations in 33 counties, about 250 organizations across the state.
Lines are longer and shelves are emptier. Budgets are stretched even more thin than they were before.
Since 2019, the number of people visiting emergency food programs across New York State has grown by 70%.
Pantries are seeing all-time highs in numbers, and resources are just plateaued.
It's double what we served before the pandemic.
From 2022 to 2024, the average amount of families coming has grown by almost twice as much.
Our pantry lines are only getting longer with each passing week.
Touch has increased the amount of food we distribute more than double in recent years.
Many of our guests are disabled adults, some are seniors, families with young children, some are working 1 or even 2 jobs.
We've seen more and more middle-class families now relying on pantries to supplement their food needs for the month.
HPNAP, or Hunger Prevention Nutrition Assistance Program.
Our pantry has always relied heavily on HPNAP funding to purchase nutritious food and serve individuals and families in need.
With HPNAP, we can provide a variety of food as well as fresh produce.
And Nourish New York also helps local farmers. It's getting food from New York for New Yorkers who need it.
Programs like Nourish New York have been created as vital connections between farmers and food pantries. By sourcing products grown right here in New York, we're not only fighting hunger, but we're also supporting local agriculture.
The Sycamore Collaborative has been a HPNAP contractor for well over 2 decades.
We are a direct contractor with New York State, and we receive both HPNAP and Nourish New York.
That can help us not only acquire food, but also more effectively put it out.
We're giving folks the best veggies and fruits possible. We do that because we buy the best product possible. We can only do that when we have the funds to do so.
A lot of this money is better spent at the community level.
And builds a stronger, more reliable food supply chain.
In 2024, our Nourish New York funds allowed us to provide 11 unique locations with 275 food deliveries, and this resulted in the distribution of over 122,000 pounds of New York product.
Having direct access to funding, having the flexibility of operational support for the work that we do and the partnerships that we continue to develop in order to meet the demand.
This ensures that the aid reaches the people who need it most quickly and efficiently.
We are asking for increases to funding to continue with the 40-year-long precedent of supporting food pantries, food rescue, meal programs, in addition to food banks.
Frontline providers like the West Side Campaign Against Hunger need to see an increase in HPNAP and Nourish, and we need to see that increase in direct dollars for direct service frontline providers.
We must prioritize direct contracts for direct impact.
We need more money.
Here in New York, we absolutely expect our state government to fund HPNAP.
We're asking for an increased funding for HPNAP.
Let's fund HPNAP
HPNAP.
For HPNAP,
For HIPNAP.
HPNAP.
HIPNAP.
HPNAP at $75 million.
at $75 million.
At $75 million, and to fund Nourish New York.
Funding Nourish New York.
Let's fund Nourish New York
And Nourish New York.
Nourish New York.
And Nourish New York.
And Nourish New York is $75 million.
at $75 million.
At $75 million.
And making sure that we are providing direct contracts to community-based food relief organizations.
Direct contracts for direct impact.
Direct service, direct dollars for direct organizations.
Direct contracts for direct impact.
We cannot meet today's challenges with yesterday's resources.
It's essential for this community. We need it.
to support our pantry's ability and that of the many others across the state.
Crucial to our services and crucial to our partners.
The reality is we can only do so much with the limited funding we have.
Our numbers are increasing year over year, and unfortunately, our funding has not kept up.
We have already needed to reduce the food options and quantities that we offer to our guests.
We cannot give so much meat.
Our HPNAP budget from the state has remained the same. Food prices for our site to remain stocked continue to go up, and demand that we see from the community remains steady and often increasing.
Without new funding, we won't be able to keep our drivers on the road.
Without sufficient HPNAP funding, we cannot meet the rising demand for food assistance, and those most vulnerable in our community will suffer.
If we had the proper resources, we could be serving double the number.
We could serve more families. We could really provide that much needed relief to the people coming to our pantry.
We can use those amazing state dollars to buy amazing New York State product and other products that our customers need and want. Culturally relevant food, healthy food, fresh food.
We can buy food that's culturally responsive.
Responsive to the celebrations and the holidays and the way people eat, not only to nourish their bodies, but also to nourish their cultural identity.
Ensure that our shelves remain stocked with nutritious options.
Making sure that food is something that people don't have to worry about.
Working together, we do more than any one of us alone.